Welcome back to another Warframe video. How you guys doing today? Hope you're doing great. So, I know y'all seen the title, and I'm going to be doing a double affinity guide for you guys, for all my people out there that need a guide for affinity and what to do with all this affinity and time that you have to gain affinity. So, we're going to jump right into it. But live, it's now happening, double affinity week until January 4th. So, you have until January 4th to gain some, level up your weapons, Warframe, and anything else that you have in your inventory or your arsenal to, level up your weapons and stuff. So make sure you guys do that for your sentinels and weapon sentinels, or, the weapon to the sentinels. That's what I was trying to basically say. But you have a lot of time right now to start doing this and use your time wisely. And this goes out to my noobs as well. You guys can start using your time to go into missions and start, leveling up your weapons by killing enemies, and you know how that goes. So let's jump right into the first thing I want to show you guys about double affinity. So starting off with double affinity, if I want to level up a weapon, get it to max rank, I start with a weapon that's rank 0, and then I'm going to show you guys how do I get that to max very quickly with double affinity. But first, I got my unranked weapon here, and, I usually start off with a weapon. Actually, I'm not even going to say start off with a weapon. I'm just going to say that what I do with a double affinity, and actually I might say this later in the video on why I don't equip, two weapons at a time. I just use one weapon at a time when it comes down to upgrading or leveling up my weapon. And I'll explain why I did that and later in the video. But I think now you can use, bring any weapon to the game because it doesn't. Yeah, I'll just explain it later in the video. But anyways, for Warframe, like Warframes, when it comes down to, trying to level it up, sometimes it does take longer, and I feel like with double affinity it might even take a bit longer, but who knows. I haven't really used a Warframe to like level up with double affinity. So when it comes to Warframes, I like to take it to survival missions. You can also take it to Sanctuary Onslaught. I feel like that's where a lot of people like to go when it comes down to Warframes, because Warframes do take longer than weapons to actually level up. But here I have my weapon here. I have an unranked weapon. It's called my Asaras Wraith and Wrath. Alright, so this is a Zal. And another thing I do like to do is take a Sentinel with me when I do level up my weapons. And I don't equip a Sentinel weapon, and that is going to be explained in the later in the video, okay? But here I have it. Now, I do like to go to Helene, which is located on Saturn. Alright, so this is a unranked, all right, and we're gonna get it to max. That's where we want to have it at. So let's go into the mission. All right, y'all, I'm in the mission. Now I'm out the mission, and here's my mission report. And look, guys, this is a max weapon now. So let me go into details on what I did in this mission. So listen, in order for you to have a lot of enemies spawn in a defense mission, you need at least 2 players. So that means 3 players, including yourself, in the defense mission, because 2 or more players, or 3 equals 4, including yourself. But 2 or more players, then that means a lot of enemies will spawn than 1 player. Because I've been in a mission before where I had at least 1 player in the mission, so that equals 2 people, including yourself. And a lot of enemies did not spawn. Of course, you already know when you're by yourself in a mission, a lot of enemies don't spawn because there's not a lot of players to kill enemies, right? So you need at least 2 players in a defense mission to actually, have a lot of enemies spawn. You can have 3 people, of course, but at least 2 to 3, does not matter. But I had 3 people in my mission, including me, so that equals 4, and we had a lot of enemies spawn. So when a lot of enemies spawn, that means more affinity, and more affinity means more XP to your weapon. So that's what got it to max rank 10. I'm sorry, max rank 30, which is max rank. All right. Anyways, now in this defense mission, I did stay until 10 waves. It says it right here. 10 waves. Now, let's say if you wanted to lead the mission at 5 waves. Well, that weapon would be at max. No, not max. It would be at rank 17. Guys, I've done this so many times. I know how this goes with the double affinity. So let's say you will upgrade a weapon and it upgrades fast. You got to try this out yourself. It upgrades fast. So you will get it at rank 17 at the 5th wave. Now, if you leave that mission because you don't want to stay longer than 10, if that's your choice, you will have it at rank 26 when you leave that mission, because the bonus XP comes in. You got to realize that the bonus XP comes in. It will be at rank 26. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so if you do want to stay for 10, which that will, have you at a max rank weapon, then you guys can do that. With a Warframe, I'm not really for sure how that goes, but I can definitely say with weapons, because I know you guys love using weapons. You want to find easier ways to actually get weapons leveled up faster. That is honestly, I feel like that's a quick way to actually get your weapons upgraded faster. And with the double affinity, makes a good progress. So yeah, but if you do want to leave at 5 minutes, 5 waves, you guys will have to go to another mission. Like I say, maybe like an extermination mission, not like a long extermination mission where you have to kill like 108 enemies or over 100. I'd say maybe like a small, mission, so you guys can actually get that faster, upgrade it, lead a mission, max rank. So another thing I do want to say is, when we are talking about using a Warframe when you're leveling up your weapon, I love to use Nova. Now, I don't know if it's me or not, but Nova has an ability called Molecular Prime. Molecular Prime slows down or fast speeds up the enemies, depending on the build you use. She can either do that, and the enemies have a explosion when they die. So when that explosion, if you have a massive range on your build, then the explosion will reach out to enemies. So other enemies will explode when, if they're weak, of course they will explode, and then a bunch of enemies will die in that area. So I love to use her because Molecular Prime does explode, and it kills every enemy in that area. It kills multiple enemies. So I'm not really for sure if that's what making my weapon go even higher, but I feel like that's what it's doing. So that being said, I think you guys should use Nova Prime. And with also that being said, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below if you guys do want to check out my Nova Prime build. I made this a long time ago, so please do check it out if you are interested in using Nova Prime when you go to the defense missions. That's just my thing when I use, Nova in a mission where I'm trying to, defense mission when I'm trying to get my weapon leveled up quicker. So do take that advice, all right? But you guys always have a choice. It's always your choice to do things, but this is just my way, how I do things. So if you are interested, make sure you click that link down in the description below to see my Nova Prime build. But let's continue on to the next thing. Now, weapons and warframes are not the only thing that can gain affinity when it comes down to getting XP from affinity. You also can do your focus points. Now, I have Zenuric, Bazarin, Yonaru, Midori, and Narman. So you guys can also take this time to gain a lot of focus points from your lens. Now, Zenuric, of course, it's the most popular thing in the game when it comes down to using Zenuric because it does have energizing dash. When you dash on Void Dash, the energy will leave like a huge ring area filled with energy, and that gives you energy to allies and your Warframe, of course. So this is honestly the most popular thing in the game. Now, you guys do need a lens to actually get focus points, and you need to put it on a weapon. So you can gain a lot of focus points doing this. I don't have a video for this, but I'm also going to leave a link down in the description below for this is a different person who actually created a video that I actually took when it comes down to actually gaining focus points. So I think that this strategy was the most perfect thing, and I honestly like the strategy. So if you guys do want to check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description below so you can actually see what he did to actually gain a lot of focus points. And when it comes to double Affinity, guess how many focus points you're going to be gaining? Just think about that in your head. Don't tell me in the description. Don't tell me in the comments below. Biggest next thing I want to talk about is the event. Now, I'm not really for sure everybody knows this, but when it does come to Affinity and double Xfinity, do people know that does people know when Affinity and double Affinity, can they stack together? Do anybody know that? Does anybody know that? Probably not. Some of you do, some of you may not. My noobs probably don't. So I'm going to explain this to you. And the question is always can double Affinity and Affinity booster that you have both active, do they stack together? Yes, they can. That question has been answered, and this question is yes. The answer is yes, sorry. The answer is yes. So I actually found this, I did my research on this before I ever tried to answer this question. If anybody did have that, or it's wandering ahead. Yes, according to Warframe Wiki, and I'm going to leave a image right now on the screen. It stated, gotta pull up my phone. It says here, if you have an active Affinity booster and the Lotus declares that all Tenno will earn Affinity at double the rate as in a double Affinity weekend, the effect will stack and Affinity will be quadrupled. So yes, these stack together. You will gain more Affinity than ever. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below for that as well, so you can go check that out. But yes, they do stack together. Now, on the topic of talking about Affinity and everything, God, it's a lot to talk about. I do have a very important thing to tell you guys when it comes down to Affinity and gaining XP from that. So, if we go to our profile here, we go to, no, we can actually. I'm used to going from here. But we go to our profile, correct? Let's go to equipment. Now, this is all the weapons here, sentinels, everything here, right? So, I'm going to call this right here, I'm going to call this the Warframe system. All right? And this goes out to everybody, even my noobs right now. All right? This is very important because I feel like a lot of people have done this in the past, and I have done it too, and you will not gain anything from it. So, let's take Active Brunt for example, right? This is called the Warframe system. This is what I call it. This is called the Warframe system, right? The Warframe system collects data of every weapon you have used, and of course you have seen here, this is a weapon that I haven't used, but this symbol right here represents a weapon that you have used, and it's already in the system. Now, that data collects XP that you see here, and this on the bottom is called max rank. So, let's say if you try to delete a weapon that is already max rank and put in the system, and you try to get that weapon, you get that weapon back, level it up, and then expect XP from it. That does not work anymore. That does not work at all anymore. All right. I don't know if it actually worked in the past. I can't really say if it actually worked, but you cannot do that anymore. People have tried. People have asked me this. No, it does not work. And that is where this comes in, because I said in the from the beginning of my video why I don't take many weapons, like let's say a primary, secondary. I only use one single weapon when it comes down to trying to level up a weapon, is because they have said that when you use many weapons and you're trying to rank up a weapon, that gains XP from it. So I'm not really for sure, because it does says XP here, but I'm not really for sure if that still exists. So it probably does, but you still probably can't gain exactly like XP from it when you actually use these weapons in a mission, which what I'm basically trying to say is that takes away from a rank weapon trying to gain XP. When you're trying to rank up a weapon that gains XP, and that this max rank weapon is taking all that XP away from you. I don't think that works exactly like that anymore, because like I said, the weapon system takes that data of XP, but you cannot gain XP or you can ever gain, you know, let's say right here, you know, trying to get a rank, some, you know, I think this is XP, but trying to get, you know, XP for your mastery rank, that does not work anymore when it comes to maxing out a weapon and then trying to delete that weapon, get it back, and then try to gain XP from it. No, it does not work like that anymore. So, all right, it does not work like that. It never has, I guess. But yeah, that's just the one important thing, and this goes to every single thing that you use in this game. Now, when it comes down to a rank something like this, I'm at rank 2 with my Adaraza Kivat. So let's say if you stop at rank 2 and then you delete the thing, get it back, that takes that right there, and then it continues on with your ranking that thing up. So it goes out for anything you use in the game. That goes for literally everything. So that would still gain XP, and it probably will gain to your mastery rank as well when it comes down to it. So you need to use weapons that you have not used before to gain XP, and this goes to your mastery rank as well. That will take XP as well, and you'll be at any mastery rank you want to be at. So guys, this does not work anymore. Do not try this. Stop trying it. If you're doing it, stop, because it does not work. So I think that's really it. A lot of talking in this video, but I think I want to cover everything that I know of my knowledge in this video. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure you leave a like and comment down below if you have liked this guide to a double Affinity week. Keep in mind that you do have until January 4th to actually do some work in leveling up weapons, warframes, and gaining focus points to this double Affinity week. So make sure you guys use your time wisely. All my noobs, use your time wisely. Take this time to really get some work done when leveling up warframes, weapons, sentinels, whatever it is. Make sure you take that time. But like I said, if you did enjoy the video, leave a like and make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. Don't forget to comment down below if you did like this guide, and let me know if this guide was really helpful to all my people out there. So yeah, I think that's really just it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.